Hey, what's going on, guys? Okay, so straight to it. So I've been kind of doing this thing for a while now where I just constantly test different crypto platforms, new projects, whatever's making noise. I go in, I run it, I see what's actually there versus what's just marketing. Mining tech specifically has been something I keep coming back to lately. There's generally a lot shifting in that area. So today I figured let's just do it live. Open account, real session, see exactly what happens. And then I want to get into something at the end that I don't think people talk about enough. How to actually protect yourself in this space from personal experience. Okay, so here we go. All right, so before I start navigating around, just worth throwing out there, doesn't matter what device I'm sitting at. This thing runs the same across all of it. Phone, tablet, computer, totally device agnostic. So I'm just opening up a browser tab right now and typing in the address. And for anyone watching who wants to actually give this a go themselves, I'm putting the link in the description and it'll be pinned in the comments too, so it's right there. Okay, so the site's loaded up, going ahead and tapping launch right here, and boom, dashboard is up. So this is kind of the cockpit. Everything I interact with during a session runs through here. First thing on my end is choosing a coin, and real quick I do want to point this out. The platform operates on multi-chain, so I'm actually sitting here with 14 assets to pick from. That's a wider menu than most platforms I've run, honestly. Okay, now I'm getting into the data center cluster power configuration. So essentially, this is where I'm setting how aggressively the system runs, what share of resources get committed, how the overall session output is going to look. And just so it's clear, these settings feed directly into the fee percentage at the end, so I'm not just throwing darts here, I'm being intentional about it. All right, everything looks good on my end. I'm going ahead and pressing start, and okay, session is live. Console has everything I need up. How long it's been running, current resource draw, my session progress, my session identifier, and then there's this live log window over here that I find genuinely useful to monitor as things run. So, gonna let it do its thing for a few minutes, and then we'll get into how the withdrawal process actually works. Okay friends, so a few minutes have gone by. I think that's a solid window. Let me go ahead and end this session here. Okay, so session is wrapped, and right here it's telling me exactly what came out of this run. That's the mined amount. So now, to actually get USDT out, first thing I need to do is drop in my receiving address for the token I had selected. Let me just take care of that now. Good. Now I need to handle the infrastructure fee. So that's basically the platform's charge for everything that just ran. And it's calculated off the session configuration and the total runtime. And okay, this is something I think is a nice detail. I've got full flexibility on what I use to cover this fee. I can just grab whatever token makes the most sense for me at this particular moment. There's also a wallet connect path if I want it handled automatically, but I'm going manual today, so everything is laid out and easy to see. All right, that's all filled in, going ahead and hitting I've sent, and now we're just waiting on the payment to process. Shouldn't be sitting long. And while that clears, okay, good timing actually, because I really did want to get into this before signing off, the scam awareness side of things. So I've walked into bad projects before, flat out, and I've been doing this for years, which honestly just kind of underscores how good some of these things are at looking legitimate on the surface, because they're not hiding in some corner of the internet. They're sitting right there in YouTube, Google ads, Reddit, Telegram channels, all of it. And what makes it a genuinely hard problem is this whole ecosystem runs at a pace that just doesn't let up. New thing every week, sometimes every few days. And that speed is kind of a feature for scammers because it pushes people into reactive mode. You see something, you feel like you might be late to it, and you move before you've actually done the work of figuring out what you're moving into. So a few things that are actually part of how I evaluate stuff now.
First one, and I know this sounds surface level, but it's actually pretty reliable. Look at the site, like really look at it. Scam projects almost always betray themselves in the design. Something is always slightly off. Proportions feel wrong, things don't quite line up. There's this kind of hollowness to it, like the aesthetic was copied rather than built. A platform that actually has longevity in mind just carries itself differently visually. Second thing, put yourself through the actual user flow. Click around, try to do stuff, see how it feels. If the interface feels like it was never tested by a real human being, clunky navigation, weird dead ends, interactions that half work, that's a window into how much the people running it actually invested in the product.
Okay, so home stretch here. A few weeks of running this, over 14 sessions logged, went through basically the entire token roster, really tried to find a crack somewhere, and honestly, every single run, everything landed exactly the way it was supposed to. Consistent, clean, no surprises. So if you want to take a look yourself, links in the description, also pinned in the comments. All right guys, that's a wrap for today. Genuinely appreciate you sticking around. See ya.